What would you say some of your pros and cons of why you choose Unity over Unreal, or is there really, like, are they the same?
I think with Unreal, you can get access to the source code, which I think is really important for a lot of engineers. With Unity, there's a lot of it that's kind of hidden behind the black box. So, you know, Unity does have the advantage of that it does have greater, more broader platform support, although Unreal I think is very good in that regard as well. I don't know. I think that there's probably also business licensing reasons for it. You know, like I don't know all the different tier options off the top of my head, but I mean, you know, if you're considering which engine or which platform to use, I mean, that may come into play.
Do you guys have a preference between, like, let's say mobile uses Unity better or Unreal, or does it really matter depending on like what your team's used to?
I think for us, I mean, we've used like CryEngine and Gabriel and Unity and like all these engines, but and we were actually Unity shop for quite a while. But the problem that we kept running into with Unity that made us switch to Unreal completely was the fact that we felt like the Unity Technologies company did not have accountability for their product. Really? So. Yeah, I mean, like there are major bugs in the software that we need to ship games that are bigger than that are you know, like when you want to go in deep with something and you really want to optimize like how you want to optimize the graphics or you want to, I mean, like even the way that it distributes assets from an asset server or something like that, like you have to go in and you have to modify source code because a lot of that shit is broken. And when you tell them it's broken, they're like, "Oh yeah, well."
Let's put on the list.
Yeah, they put on the list, and so and like I mean, we're up against tough deadlines a lot of the time. You know, as a mobile developer or as a console developer or whatever, it doesn't matter. Even if Unreal, like I haven't done a mobile game in Unreal, I think we're going to be doing. We might try something next year, but even if the Unreal stuff is not as developed out as the Unity stuff, I would rather take the chance there because I know that I can get a response that will make sense. Nothing else actually matters to me at that point. But
so I have a little, I mean, agree and have the almost opposite experience. So I think that it really depends on the project and what you're going for in the project. I think for my personal experience, the thing about Unreal is Unreal started as a PC console engine, and they do an exceptional job. I mean, most of their technology started with the game they were making. So if you're making a shooter, like they have spent a lot of time making a beautiful shooter engine. And if you want, you know, if you want to make something that is rich, 3D graphic heavy and performance savvy and really like performance, then Unreal is a beautiful engine, and especially if you're gonna, you know, go console or PC or something. But if you want to make a 2D platformer for Android, like that's not where the Unreal team has spent their time and effort. And so even though you have access to source code, you're gonna have talented engineers that can come in and expand easily and prototype easily, and it runs great on mobile and it runs great on. But when you start to like, I want to make it look amazing on the PS4, Unity doesn't quite do that as well. And when you want to do something that, you know, that Unreal has spent years perfecting, you know, or then Unity kind of runs into it. So I feel like it's almost like Unreal's a little more of a specialist that's like the high-end, you know, ILM, and Unity's more of a like, we can do everything pretty well. And you know, and kind of we're more versatile, but if you want to really push the envelope in one way or the other, you're going to start to run into walls. That's been my experience with working with the team.
I agree. I think that's about right. Like when you keep the project pretty small and you keep things like a little bit within what Unity does well.
Right.
Like then you're cool. But when you start pushing a little bit more, you're like the team's getting bigger or something, that starts to run into trouble.